that patient. I think, but no, we are deeply engaged with our friends and partners in the administration, all the relevant cabinet secretaries. We've been that way engaged for some months now. And so we have optimism that we'll be able to land an arrangement in time. But the US is currently juggling multiple negotiations with many countries at the moment. And Australia is in the middle of its own general election. That election will be held on Saturday week. And I'm sure we will see the administration continue to engage. I've had no problem with access to the administration. I speak to the relevant cabinet secretaries on a regular basis. But these things take time. Well, leaving our bilaterals to one side, because we're one part of this broader equation, and I'll come back to our bilaterals in a minute. The bottom line is that I think what's clear on the central question here, which is, can you begin to find a framework to stabilise the US-China trade and economic relationship? That's the central question for all of us. I think many of us have been encouraged by recent statements by the Secretary of the Treasury, also by President Trump himself, about the need to find, my words not theirs, an off-ramp to where we've been in recent weeks and months. What we do not know yet is what precise form and shape that will take, but I know that the administration will be keen, as I'm sure those in the Chinese administration will be keen to find a way through on this. And that is so fundamental to the future stability of markets. You know the downstream consequences of any further bifurcation of the two economies. The supply chain impact will be enormous. The inflationary impact will be enormous. The disruption to the global economy will be enormous. So it is in our collective interest for this particular negotiation to get underway.
If I may, Secretary, also Secretary Best.
Australia is an all-weather ally and strategic partner of the United States. It's been that way for 3/4 of a century. The origins of that lie in the dark history of the Second World War. And so these things are deeply entrenched. Our formal security alliance, 951, the Five Eyes intelligence arrangement, our AUKUS arrangement, our Quad partners with both Japan and with India, our free trade agreement, the institutional framework of this relationship is in solid state. So therefore, when I look, for example, at continuing Australian opinion poll data research, which indicates a continuing high level of Australian support for the security alliance with the United States, that's the fundamental factor. Having been a Prime Minister of the country myself in the past, it's my melancholy duty to report that politicians come and go. But alliances, relationships, when they're based on common values and common interests, are enduring. And so, therefore, I think we need to take collective deep breath about these things. And I'm sure that's the position of both the major political parties engaged in the Australian election at present.